Hello everyone and welcome to the lecture 4 of module 7, Healing from Relationship Trauma. So today we will be exploring a topic that touches many lives, healing from relationship trauma. Whether caused by betrayal, abuse or loss, relationship trauma deeply affects the way we see ourselves and how we connect with others. But it can be possible to heal the trauma. So today we will be exploring that how you can heal with relationship trauma and what trauma is. So relationship trauma is not just about the event itself but also about how it shapes our emotional world and our future relationships. It can happen in romantic relationships, it can happen in friendships or even within the family relationships. So healing is important because unresolved trauma can hold us back. So keeping us trapped in cycles of fear, mistrust and self-doubts. So how, if you will see that someone is going through any loss, any abuse and it stays with them for long, right? It may turn into the trauma. So there are some signs of trauma. We will see that how will you recognize. So there may be some common emotional responses when someone goes through relationship trauma. So the emotional responses are fear and persistent anxiety, difficulty in regulating emotions, anger, sadness, numbness, detachment. It may be increased irritability. There may be flashbacks. Many times it happens. If you have seen, or I can give an example of one of my client who had gone through a relationship trauma. So in the beginning, when she was in relationship, she was happy. She felt that she is happy, but actually she was not, and she couldn't realize. Gradually, whenever the other partner needed, he used to call and she used to feel that, okay, I am wanted in someone's life, and that's why she was in that. But after that, when the relationship ends and for some reasons the guy left, and then she realized actually how much abusive he was, and it became a trauma for her. She was unable to go to her classes, she was unable to do her own work, she was always fearful, she was thinking that okay, something will happen. She had closed herself in her room, she was not coming out, and when somebody asked her that how are you, then she sometimes she'll smile, but inside there was always a fear. Means something happened, so like somebody will judge me, somebody will beat me up. All these thoughts were there and she was really hurt by that. So those symptoms, when always someone is feeling this thing, then it means it's a trauma. There may be some behavioral signs also. They may withdraw from social activities, they feel difficulty in trusting others, there is change in sleep patterns or appetite, they may be eating a lot or they may stop eating at all, they may engage in self-destructive behaviors, they are hypervigilance or feeling constantly on edge that something will happen with them. Generally, it's always common, but it's not you who had created the trauma. You had been in this situation because of someone else, but now this is the time. So if you are going through, if you are having any of these symptoms or thoughts, it is reflecting in your behavioral actions or it is going into your thoughts, then there's a warning sign. Maybe you are going through the trauma, or your friend who is there. It may be with anyone, it may be in the family relationships, it may be in your romantic relationships, it may be with the friendship, but these signs will always be there, right? Many times people who are there, they felt that yes, it started maybe very beginning in the childhood, any incident happened, and gradually it turned into trauma. And whenever similar kind of situation is there, a person is there, they are feeling that they can't do it. First response will be that no, I can't do it. In another incident, that a person was abused by one of his close family member, right? Because it happened in the childhood, so she couldn't realize that she is having anything, it will develop into a trauma, but she was there. But gradually, as she had got some awareness about her body and about her friends situations, her self-esteem also increased. But what happened then, she realized that what was happening with her, and those incidents where at that time she couldn't realize had turned into the traumatic event. So whenever a person came close to her, her first response was shivering. She started shivering, and so everybody noticed that something happened, but it was in a family member was involved. So in a family situation, family gathering, she has to face, but she never confronted. So you will observe that something happened maybe in the childhood or maybe in the adulthood also. Anything can happen. Trauma maybe can be happened right now also. There was flood. Many people had lost their families, their close ones, and they will be having those feelings for a long time. But some heal, for some it became like a trauma. They don't want. In relationships also this happens. People who face problems in friendship, or they feel cheated, or their friendship became like a trauma, and so gradually they are not able to accept the other people, that okay, this person can also be my friend. So they develop mistrust. It's very difficult for them to rebuild the trust. So there will be difficulty in trusting others. After betrayal or abuse, people may doubt sincerity and feel that they will be let down again. Somebody will cheat them again. Like in a relationship, when person goes through, they give their 100%, but maybe because of other person's behavior, they felt it and they are not able to cope up. I'll give you an example. There was a teenager guy who got close to a girl. They were in a relationship. Earlier, the girl insisted a lot, so boy accepted, but later on girl said no, and boy couldn't accept this thing. He pleaded. He had not done anything wrong or shouted or any destructive behavior he had not shown. He pleaded, he cried, but as girl wanted to move on, and so she had said no, right? But because he couldn't take out it positively, it became some memories were there, which became like a traumatic event for him. So whenever she had seen any girl, he will remember all that thing. It's became a traumatic event for that. Doing friendship with the girls will be curseful thing for him. He won't be able to finish his studies, he won't be able to succeed in his life, and he detached himself. So it was affecting his relationship. But so gradually he had overcome with it, but this was an example. There will be emotional withdrawal. They protect themselves. People may keep distance or shut down themselves. They don't talk to anyone. Maybe after an abusive relationship, a person may avoid opening up or even to caring new partner. They don't want to. They have a fear they develop because their first relationship was not successful. They think relationships are waste. They don't want to be in a relationship. They need a partner, but fear won't allow them to marry someone, to be engaged with somebody. It happens with many. If you will see in current scenario, there are so many people who got engaged earlier, but maybe due to their problems in relationships, they feel no, they cannot remarry or they cannot get married even. So, but after counseling, they improve. So they have to heal this thing. It should not be like a traumatic event. There may be attachment issues also. They develop avoidant personality issues. So avoidant attachment, where they start avoiding. They will not get attached to anyone. They always have a fear, so they avoid whenever there is a least possibility of being attached with anything. So how it impacts self-identity? It makes a question mark on self-identity. Like there's a loss of self-worth for some people. If you have seen, everybody starts saying that you are not worthful, you are not good in this, don't do these things. So maybe they don't realize, but it became like that. They can't do this task, they cannot complete this task successfully. And whenever that task comes, right, they feel that okay, no, I can't do. Their anxiety level will increase, they will feel they are worthless, they cannot complete this task. And because they feel that if something good happened to them, they feel that no, I don't deserve it. This will be their first response, because they had always learned this thing. Somebody commented on their skills, on their self-esteem, and they became like this. Sometimes negative self-talk will be there. They might constantly criticizing themselves, or they will feel that they are broken, so that no one should love me again, or I'm not worthful, I'm like this only. So they start, if you will talk to them, most of the time they will start, if they are pretending themselves that they are happy or they talk positively, but maybe inside their talks are generally negative, because they are going through that. It's not that they are like that, because they have something in the past which is affecting their present. So they talk negatively. If something positive happens, but they will find out something negative in that. They will always, their self-esteem will be very low. They will always curse themselves. They will always say, I don't deserve it. It will be their first response. Maybe they had got prize for something, their academic recognition, but they'll say, no, I don't deserve it. I can't study, because from the beginning they had learned that no, you cannot achieve anything in your life. So that may be, but in relationship when it happens, it may be with the parents, it may be with your friend, it may be with someone close to that. So if something happened, if their parenting were not that good, or there was a conflict between the parents and then it affected them also. So because they had seen the fight in the childhood and in the present time, whenever, so they have developed a fear that relationship doesn't work or something will happen to them. So they will talk, if somebody will appreciate them, they will not accept it. They'll always that, okay, no, I don't deserve a proper appreciation, or I don't have this thing. They will always talk in that manner. And they also struggles to set the boundaries. So trauma survivors, you will always say that they have problems in setting the boundaries. They don't know. They allow the other person to use them. So it's not use, it's became abuse, because they don't have the courage. Their self-esteem is low. They don't know where to set the boundaries, how to say no, that okay, no, this is my limit, now you cannot enter. So the person, the first example which I was giving, that they were in a relationship, the guy and the girl. So guy was torturing that person sometimes. In fact, there were so many physical torture also, and mentally also abusing that girl. But the girl, because he appreciated after that, felt that okay, no, it's like that. So whenever he calls, or whenever he just sent a message that come and meet me, so girl wanted that this will happen to me, and after that I will have a painful experience, but couldn't say no to that, couldn't set the boundaries that okay, I can't come ever, right now I am busy, or she never said no. She knows that this is going to be painful for her, but never said. So if you will see that kind of a pattern in a person, there may be related to some traumatic event. They also develop the feeling of rejection. They feel that if something will happen, maybe nobody will accept them. So for that also, sometimes they get attached to the first person only, and they never oppose the abuse. Now comes, if you had gone through some traumatic event or trauma is there, how will you heal? What will be the steps to rebuild the trust or self-esteem? You have to acknowledge and validate. So what is acknowledge and validate? So first it starts, healing starts when acceptance is there. Acceptance is very important. Till the time you will not recognize that you have some trauma, then you won't be able to heal. So first, what signs we have discussed, if you think anything of them is present in your life, it is leading towards negative self-talk or negative self-esteem, or you feel you are unable to say no, you are unable to set the boundaries, it's become abusive for you, you don't feel happy after this, it means there is something. It's related to something past which happened with you. It's a trauma. Then when you recognize, yes, it's happened, then only after acceptance, things will start. So it becomes easier once you accept. Healing process also, it's become easier. Then second thing will be establishing safe boundaries. So define clear boundaries in all relationships to protect your emotional and physical space. It also helps in regaining control and safety. So how it happens? Because when you develop the boundaries, the safe boundaries, that this is my safe zone, right? If you have developed maybe the relationship trauma and you feel that this person, now you know, maybe in the childhood or when you were in relationship you couldn't recognize, but now you know that this person is abusive for me, or after meeting I feel problems. So how? But if I'll meet alone, then only it happens. If I'll meet in the crowded place, then he is nice, he is sober, he never abuses. So you try to meet in the, so starting, because you are now starting, so meet in the common place where others are there. So there will be less chances if something happened. So you create, you understand that what will be your safe boundaries. Maybe if you think that you feel safe with a friend, so go to meet with a friend, if you can say. Okay, so understand what are the safe boundaries for you. You should start saying no. You should start that who are the safe people in your life. And rebuilding self-worth or self-esteem. So engage in activities where you were good. Okay, the people who value you, where you feel you can do well and everybody start appreciating. Maybe you sing well, maybe you cook well, maybe you are good in anything, right? Every person is good in one or the other thing. Some are good in planning, some are in execution, some are in sports, some are in extracurriculars, some are in studies. So find out what is good for you, where you feel confident. If you are going through all these things also, but then also there will be something which heals you, which after doing that work you feel I have done all my work, I have completed, now this is my turn, I can feel relaxed. So if you are able to find out that, then that maybe that will help you to rebuild your self-worth or self-esteem. How will you rebuild the trust and self-esteem? You should also recognize the red flags. What are the red flags? What we were talking, any emotional things, like if you find out that this is happening for maybe last 2 or 3 weeks with you, that you are not eating well, your sleep is got affected, your appetite also got affected, you are unable to eat properly, you are staying in your room only, you are not talking to others, right? You are unable to express yourself, it's affecting your daily day-to-day activities. These are some signs, these are the red flags. If it started happening with you, it means there is something wrong, right? Maybe you are, it's leading to you, something, some event happened and you started having these signs, then these are the red flags. You may be feeling anxious, you may be feeling sweaty at some times when it's on the extreme side, people feel panicking, maybe with any person, so they relate it. So whenever you will see any person with the same build or similar to that position, then they start having panic attacks, their heartbeat will increase, their face will be flushed and they may be shivering or trembling. So if those things are there, anytime if somebody maybe just talked about it, then also this may trigger. So you find out that if something is happening, they are the red flags, and recognizing the red flags and then acting on them. Both things are important. It's just not that you recognize that okay, this is happening with me, and then you are not taking action. So this is the time when you will start taking the action, and start with the safe relationships. Okay, not all are same. Maybe the person who had been the reason for your traumatic relationship, but it doesn't mean that all will be the same. There will be some people in your life who will be good, or with whom you feel really safe in their presence. You feel confident, you feel attached with them, right? Just be with them, right? You find out, you try to recognize that who are they, and then you define properly that okay, these are my safe persons, these are my trustworthy persons, and then you can be connected with them. Also, communicate openly. Communication and openness. So whenever something happened to you, don't stop talking to the person. Okay, if you are going through some traumatic event and then you realized and you are building retrust, you are coping up, so the person who is coming close to you, or on whom you start trusting, then talk to them openly, talk about your problems, your fear. Don't hide anything, because if you will hide, they will never be able to understand. Maybe they will be your great help, your great support, but it will happen after you will open up with them. So it's very important to open up and communicate your things, and it will also build your confidence. So continue doing that. Another way to deal with it may be taking a professional help, right? So you are unable to open up, and because generally it creates a shame also, right? Fear, shame, guilt, all these things will be there. And so how it helps? There are many therapies, right? So your counselor will help you, your psychotherapist will help you to heal these things, to come out of this trauma. There are some therapies especially which really helps to develop that. So a guided path to individual therapy offers confidential space to explore trauma's roots and develop personalized strategies. Modalities like CBT, EMDR and trauma-informed therapy can be transformative. So what your therapists do, they use anything of them, they decide which therapy will work. So in the PTSD also, these therapies had been used and results were very effective. So if you are going through some traumatic event, you had recognized, then don't hesitate to take the help of a professional. It will help you to heal with it. There are some support groups also sometimes. So if in your surrounding any support group is available, take the help of those support groups, because in support groups maybe people who are having the similar kind of experience, so they also talk about them, their problem, they share their issues and how they are dealing with it. Maybe their strategies will help you to deal, so you can check with them. So strategies for long term well-being. What you can do, that trauma was there, now you recognize, you had seen that how you can rebuild the trust, what you can do. So what for long term, what you should do, maybe you can practice the mindfulness, because that keep you calm. You feel that okay, I am naturally connected with the myself, and you feel grounded, you feel composed and calm. That helps you to rebuild this thing. And then so some healthy relationships also, if in your surroundings you have seen that okay, that this relationship is healthy for me and I enjoy this thing, so nurture those relationships, give your time, invest your time in those relationships, and you will feel that yes, I am growing. And if something good happened to you, so enjoy that thing, embrace growth. Means, so see healing not as a return to normalcy, but it's an opportunity for profound personal growth and newfound strength, because similar thing will not happen, maybe something better will be there. So if you find out something like that, then continue, embrace that. And how you will recognize that this is happening? Signs, maybe there will be improved self growth, there will be better emotional regulations, and you will redefine your love and relationships. You will be again start liking someone, you will feel that you are able to channelize your emotions, you are able to express yourself. And if these are the signs, then you can see that okay, healing process is going on, now I can handle. Because many times if you have seen that numbness is there, because you don't know how to respond, you got freezed in a similar kind of a situation. But now you see that okay, instead of freezing, now at least you can go to the classes, or you can get out of your bed, or this is there, this numbness is there, or this freezing thing is there, but you are able to work. It means it's a positive sign. You should continue doing the activities which are helping you. How will you support your friend in healing journey, in their healing journey? So first thing will be listen actively. If they are sharing their emotions with you, if they are sharing their emotional or traumatic event with you, then you have to listen. They don't want anything else from you, they just want your support. So you just be there, listen to them, and it should be active listening. It should not be just pretending that you are listening, or you jump to a conclusion that okay, no, he shouldn't do that thing. The person who is telling you just needs your support, that okay, someone is there. And if you start judging, or if you start giving a statement as a concluding statements, then this will not help them. Validate their feelings, acknowledge their pain and emotions without to fix them, right? You cannot fix it. If someone had gone through a traumatic event, right, in their relationship, maybe in a romantic relationship, and you feel because they had shared that event or all the incidents with you, now you are the only one with whom they feel comfort, or you are the only one with whom they are sharing. So now it's became my responsibility, I will help them, I'll always be there and use it. But you cannot fix their problems. They are sharing, they just want that okay, you just validate their feeling. Yes, it can be happen. They don't want your judgment on that side. And encourage professional help, right? So you ask them to go to a professional and start taking the therapy, because these are sensitive matters you cannot maybe handle on your own. You can be there definitely as a friend, but finally it will be their responsibility to start healing. And respect their pace. Now you think that okay, I had given 1 hour and he should share all the things with me, I am giving all my time, but maybe they need more time. Many times during the sessions, the person who had gone through a traumatic event may be just sitting silently, sometimes for half an hour, sometimes even for 50 minutes, 1 hour also. This may happen. They don't want to share. They just need your presence. You should not force them to talk immediately. They take time. Whenever they will feel, they just need that okay, someone is there with whom they can share each and everything. So if you are unable to take that role, maybe you can ask them, you can encourage them to go for a professional help. And also educate yourself. You should also learn about trauma's impact to better understand their reactions, that what happened when somebody goes through a traumatic event, how they can heal themselves, what will be the sign, what will be the healing process, right? So you also educate yourself, then maybe you would be able to help them better. So final takeaways, what that acknowledge your pain. If you are going to a traumatic event, you had gone through a traumatic event, or you are currently having that thing, so first accept that yes, this is traumatic thing for me, then only next step will come. then seek support. This support may be from your friends, maybe from your family, maybe a professional support. Don't hesitate to ask for this, right? You deserve it. You are not the one who created it, but it happened and you can come out of it. And prioritize your self-care. If you will not take care of yourself, then nobody would be able to. So it's your responsibility. If you want to come out of that trauma, then start taking care of yourself. And through all this process, then appreciate yourself, recognize yourself, and see then that okay, yes, it happened, but now I have different self. Now I will rebuild myself, and you will see the change in yourself. So you embrace the process and understand that healing process takes time. It will not happen in one session or in a one day, but it's a long journey. But if you will start taking small steps, definitely at the end you would be able to come out of it. Okay? Thank you.